Alex Anzalone with the broken forearm. Really, just one of the worst things that could have happened in the game yesterday or last week. Do we have that anatomy?
Yep.
Okay, let's just throw
go,
that up there. Just show us, break it down for us, Doc.
Actually, do we have the injury? And then I can show you the wedge fracture. Like, all right. So
all
basically,
we have.
this
Yeah.
is the forearm, right? Everybody's like, it's a forearm fracture. It's the ulnar bone and the radial bone. Basically, both sides. If you're putting your hand out, which is considered the anatomical position, the ulnar, I always say, for U of M, even though I'm MSU, it's is on the inside, so the medial side. So you think the ulnar bone's on the inside, radial's on the outside. Typically, the ulnar bone is mostly more important, but in the fracture, it was a wedge fracture where he has arm out at a disadvantage, and one player went one way and one player went the other way. If we have it,
I don't.
We don't.
and it basically, it's like I hit you here and I hit you here, and something had to give, and that's what was going on. And I was actually at the game, and didn't see the actual play because it was off to the side. We were sitting a little bit low, but you saw him walking off, and I told my friend, like, that's either dislocated or broken. And he, like I said before, he didn't even shed a tear. The guy just walked out.
You can see him on the TV copy I was watching. You can legitimately read his lips. He said, it's
broke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I mean,
Florida guy, man. Shout out to Florida.
Right away?
Huh? And then, Maz, like, what's my prediction? My prediction is 4 to 6 months for recovery.
4 to 6 months for recovery.
For full recovery.
Wow.
But you're looking at 3 to 6 weeks for him to be back in action.
Really?
Not 6 to 8.
6 to 8 weeks.
Okay. 6 to 8 weeks to be back in action. But the thing I wanted to point out is, like, Aidan Hutchinson and him, we talked about this before, is that buddy system. And Braylon, you can probably talk to this too. It's like when you're rehabbing alone and you see the whole other team doing their thing, it's mentally challenging, depressing, whatever word we want to put. So the silver lining, glass half full, I think even Dan Campbell made a comment that the two of them together are going to push each other harder than if they would have been alone. So it's they're going to feed through each other.
You're 1,000%. When I got drafted to the Cleveland Browns, the only thing I was excited about, I was like, ugh, well, this sucks. But at least I'll get a chance to play with Kellen Winslow, who had got drafted the year before. But he got hurt the week after I got drafted and didn't say a word to me the whole time I was there. I tear my ACL in December, my rookie year, and who's the first person to come talk to me in the locker room? It's Kellen Winslow. He's like, hey, look, we're going to get through this. You're absolutely correct, because we both went in and he had a knee scope and I had my ACL surgery January 2nd of 2006. We were legitimately, like, we were competitive throughout the whole process. Who's getting to the facility first? Who's putting in more hours? Like, whose range of motion gets there faster? Having Kellen, it got me through that process. And I looked up 2 years later, he and I both made the Pro Bowl. But if I didn't have Kellen, that process is longer, it's more grueling, and you just don't know what it could have been. I had him, and I was able to get through the process. You're absolutely correct about that.
Yeah, I think it's, that is the silver lining for us to begin with. Aiden, we saw the pictures of him being in the water treadmill.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, so I just, from an anatomical understanding of what that is, I mentioned that right after he injured himself, that's the goal. There's like steps. He's in that phase type of thing, but you'll see that he's got water up to his neck. The reason is because he needs to be non-weight bearing on that extremity, and when you're at 90% weightless when you come up to your neck, and then just so you gauge, you're going 50% at your belly button. So that's how that water will slowly come down, which will put more pressure on the leg as he progresses. But you're right, they're going to get competitive. And the other thing Mac brought up, Darren, is that we're almost to the point where we got to slow them down, right? When they start working on themselves, they stop listening to the doctors, they stop listening to the trainers. You got to say, look, there's a physiological moment that you have to allow to happen. You can't be doing resistance stuff too early. So I think that's what's going to be some of the issue right now is, just settle down, cool it, let some natural healing take place.
But that's when you got to trust your body, because there are spots and there are phases where if you trust your body and it's allowing you to do it, sometimes the doctors are a little too cautious. But trust your body is the biggest thing. Trust your doctors, but trust your body, because sometimes there is, you can push a little bit more, but your body will let you know. You'll get inflammation, you'll get some tightness, you'll get some stiffness, you'll start to feel on the other side of your body because you're trying to compensate. Yeah, so trust your body through the whole process.
No doubt about it.
And doctors, obviously.
Check out Doc, MichiganSportsInSpine.com. Doc, you got anything good coming up?
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on Expert Sports Injury Insight with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday during Big D Energy and Thursdays during Ermanni Edwards, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that I trust. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsAndSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.